Hi there, my name's Krista Daniluz Vieira, and are you a yoga teacher who's struggling with some confidence? This is something that comes up for so many yoga teachers that I know. I've been a yoga teacher for probably more than 15 years at this point. I've managed yoga studios, I've run teacher trainings, and I remember when I first started teaching, and the thing that was really difficult for me was getting out of my own way. When I started teaching, I remember walking into a classroom and thinking, most of the people in here have more experience than me. I have no right to be leading this class, right? And if you can relate to that, then you kind of know where I'm coming from here. This is the thing that comes up for us. We have this imposter syndrome, right? You've probably heard of this. Imposter syndrome is where we, despite all of our qualifications and everything that we have done, all of the practice and everything that we've put into developing ourselves as yoga teachers, somehow we feel that is not enough, and that somehow we're not supposed to be in the job that we're in the role that we're in, guiding people through workshops or trainings or what have you. So I want to give you some tools today to help you start building up that confidence, because there is a reason that you're here doing what you're doing. There's a reason you've chosen yoga as your career. There's a reason that you feel empowered to start stepping forward and offering this to people, as you know, yoga is one of these beautiful gifts, these healing modalities that we can offer. So what is it that we can do to help start growing our confidence? So number one, we have to change the self-image that we're holding in our mind of ourselves. So take a moment and check in and ask yourself, what thoughts am I thinking about myself? What is the constant dialogue, the stream? When I think about myself, is it positive? Am I constantly telling myself that I did a good job? Am I telling myself, hey, celebrate that win? You went outside of your comfort zone, you tried something new and you did a really good job with that, and now you've got more information to grow with. Are you in your corner, right? Are you backing yourself? Are you constantly picking yourself up, talking positively to yourself? Or do you find yourself with self-deprecating thoughts being like, that was a terrible class. I don't know what I'm doing. I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I'll quit soon. What is the constant stream that you're telling yourself? How do you see yourself when you look at yourself as a yoga teacher? Do you see yourself teaching within, somewhere in the bottom, 10, 20% of yoga teachers? Or are you starting to see yourself as one of the leaders in your industry, as somebody who really has something heartfelt, authentic, and meaningful to share? Where would you put yourself? How do you think about yourself? So the perception that you have of yourself, that you are constantly carrying with you, that you are constantly reinforcing to yourself, is going to have an impact on how confident you feel. And when you start to change the messages that you're giving yourself by altering the thoughts that you think, starting to select your thoughts as carefully as you select your outfit to go teach your yoga class in, when you start to think about, how am I actually embodying this? What am I bringing in? And you start to be mindful about what you're putting into your subconscious mind, that is going to have an impact on your confidence. So here's the other thing that you can do. We have to be willing to teach when we don't necessarily have all of the answers, when we're not necessarily ready. And what I mean by this is that the first time you go to teach a workshop, or the first time you run a retreat, or the first time you teach a yoga class, or the first time you work with a private client, you're going to be coming from zero experience in that particular realm. You still have your yoga training and your experience behind you, but there is going to be something you're going to be new at. And when we're new at something, we can't expect to be the best at it, right? We can't expect. So perfectionism, you've probably heard this before, but perfectionism is the thief of joy, right? It is the thief of joy. So when we are waiting until we are ready, and when everything is lined up and we have all the answers and everything's perfect, to finally take action, to finally run that retreat, to finally start working with one-to-one clients, what we're gonna find is that it's too late, right? It's been too long. Now the clients that were ready to work with us are gone. Now they found somebody else. So what we want to do is say, when I have that inkling, when I'm ready, when I start to see, when I'm not ready, when I'm ready, not ready, then I want to start bringing this up to the surface. I want to start to say, I can do things and be willing to be new at it. And this willingness to be new and this willingness to do things that comes from a place of growth and expansion where we're just starting to get used to it, is going to build up our experience. It's going to build up what it is that we're going to have more to draw from. We're going to build up this reservoir within, saying, you know what, now I have something to draw from. Now I've run a retreat. Now I've worked with a couple of one-to-one clients. Now I have more experience and I know how to help these people even better. I know how to support these people even better, make their experience even better next time. So allow yourself to be new. Allow yourself to build up your experience through practice, humbly through doing things a few different times, really starting to grow that. And this is going to help you grow your confidence so that you can branch out from where you are right now. Okay. The other thing that's really important is repetition. Repetition is key. We cannot do something one time, and if it doesn't quite go the way that we plan, say, you know what, I guess it's not for me. I mean, we can say that, right? But is that really going to help us to grow the confidence? A lot of times when we have experiences that don't necessarily go the way that we were thinking that they would go, or where there's a lot of lessons for us to pick up, what we really can benefit from doing is chalk those up as lessons and as part of the process of growth, rather than saying that's not for me, or trying something one time and being like, oh, I did not well at that. I think maybe I should never do that again. Instead of doing that, we can say, you know what, this is part of me growing. This is part of my experience building. This is me starting to get outside of my comfort zone because I'm growing those walls and I'm expanding where I'm coming from on the inside. So really and truly giving ourselves that same grace, right? Going through the repetition, being willing to be new at something, and starting to alter our self-image, really getting behind ourselves. So if you found this useful, leave a little note in the comments. Please subscribe. I hope that you found this to be a little bit empowering so that you can go forward and start to grow your confidence. My name's Krista Daniluz Vieira. I run a coaching program called The Thriving Yogipreneur, and I help women, yoga teachers, start to grow businesses that they love from an empowered and heart-centered place. So hope that you enjoyed this. Have a beautiful, wonderful day.